How's it, guys? Welcome to EBC Bows. I'm going to be doing a speed test on a new design of mine called the Tasmanian Devil. These little horns made me think of a devil, and then I thought of what was the most ferocious predator I know of as a small animal, and the Tasmanian Devil came to mind. So I'm going to be shooting some fairly heavy arrows. This bow draws 57 pounds at 28 inches. The arrows I'll be shooting are 595 grain, so very close to or just over 10 pounds per 10 grains per pound. So yeah, that should give us a very good idea of a nice weight hunting arrow and what kind of speeds we can expect from this little bow. I am expecting it to be a bit slower than my other designs, simply because the angle at which the limbs are set are quite far back. In other words, it's got a very acute angle, and that is simply to make the bow as short as possible, because what I wanted was something that would be ideal for the stalk. And this little bow measures 47 inches from nock to nock when strung, so it is a very small, compact little bow. So yeah, let's see how it does. You must excuse my dogs in the background. They always pick fights with the neighbors' dogs. So here goes the first shot, 595 grain arrow out of the Tasmanian Devil. (162 feet per second). 162. One 161 feet per second. So not bad. One 158 feet per second. (157 feet per second). I think I might not be drawing it quite as far back. Let's try and get that draw all the way out to 28 inches. 160. 160. I'm going to take the camera closer, and then we can have a look at the chronograph. Okay, that's actually better. Okay, 157 feet per second, so that was the fourth shot. The third shot was 158 feet per second. Second shot, 161 feet per second. And the first shot, 162. So let's see what it gives us. 162 was the fastest. The lowest was 157. And the average was 159. So yes, a 595 grain arrow will be, if drawn to 28, will be going at about 159 or 160 feet per second, which to me is quite sufficient to hunt with, guys. I don't know if you agree, but I think this little stalker will be an ideal bow. Sorry, I thought it might be better if I just showed my face to you while I discuss that. So let's try this again. So yes, we can see that this little bow actually has quite a nice performance. The slowest we had was 157, and the highest we had was 162, with an average of 159. Now, I think with a 595 grain arrow, there are very few animals with the right shot placement that you will not have a complete pass through with this little bow. So I think this little stalker is going to be a winner in the hunting circles. And yeah, I'll do, just for interest, I'm going to shoot a couple of lighter arrows to just see what the performance is like with the lighter arrows. So yeah, here goes. Now this next arrow is a 493 grain arrow, 493. So about 100 grains lighter than my hunting arrows. So let's see what that does out of this little bow. "174 feet per second, 174 feet per second. And now, just for interest's sake, I'm going to be shooting a 423 grain arrow, 423, just to see what that does. "178, 178. So just get focused on that screen there. So the 423 grain arrow, 178 feet per second. The 150 gave us, the 500 grain arrow gave us 174 feet per second. So yeah, even the 500 grain is close to 9 grains per pound, which is still a good hunting weight. And at that speed, I think we won't have any problems. So yes, now I'll just do a couple of interesting shots with my 64-inch longbow, and then we can compare what these two will compare to each other, how they will compare to each other. Okay guys, as I said, the next couple of shots are going to be with my the Leopard longbow, which is my personal hunting bow. So far I've taken a kudu bull and a blue wildebeest bull with this bow. On the kudu bull I had an almost complete pass through. It just punctured the skin on the other side. It just didn't punch through if it broke through the skin, but that was after going through 2 ribs already. So hit a rib on the inside, hit a rib on the outside, and then stopped underneath the skin on the far side. So almost a complete pass through. On the blue wildebeest bull, it had a complete pass through after also going through 2 ribs, actually perforating the ribs. So yeah, let's see how this compares to the little hunting bow. It's obviously quite a bit longer, so it's not as comfortable to stalk with as you can imagine. So let's see speed-wise how it compares with the small bow. This is 60 pounds at 28 inches, so it's not very far from what we have in the little bow. Okay, the first shot was 166 feet per second, 166 feet per second. So about 6 feet per second faster than the small hunting bow, but it's obviously got a much longer action, very short brace height, so the arrow is on the string and transferring energy for a longer period of time. But let's continue the test and see what gives. I also think I didn't quite draw that one to 28, so let me draw it all the way out to 28 and we'll see what it does. Okay, unfortunately that one didn't register, so let's try the next one. Oh, 166 again, 166 again. "164, 164. That last one I think I pulled all the way to 28, and that was 169. 169. Now, just for interest's sake, I'm going to shoot the 500 grain arrow out of the same bow, and let's see how that compares to the little Tasmanian Devil. 182 with a 500 grain arrow. So yeah, that's quite nice and fast. Now let's see what the 420 grain arrow does out of this bow. (187 feet per second). 187 feet per second. So yeah, that's plenty fast. But I wouldn't be shooting such a light arrow out of this bow. I usually recommend that my clients shoot between 9 and 10 grains per pound, which gives you a good hunting average, and also gives you plenty of oomph once you hit the body of the animal you're hunting. Because obviously all of us want that complete, clean kill, pass through if we can. But yeah, it's our duty to kill the animal we hunt in the most humane possible way. So yeah, thanks for joining us, guys, and I'll be making more of these videos, testing some of my other designs as well. So keep looking out for it. Nice to see you guys. Cheers.